Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm Nikki Wellman. Food has always played an integral role in Jewish life and festivals. And as we approach the festival of Pesach or Passover, we are reminded of the traditional foods that are specific to this festival. In Pesach Cooking 101, we explore authentic Ashkenazi cuisine and taste some dishes with a Sephardic influence while learning a little about Lubavitch customs.
Personally, for me, Pesach is my best Chag. I think it's because the process of cleaning is incredibly cathartic. It is a wonderful time of introspection and reflection to see in which ways I can become humble and in that way become a queen and a king, because that's really what all of us are on Pesach. So here it is. This is the chicken soup my Baba made. This is the chicken soup my mother made. And if you ask my children which one they want, it's Baba Meryl's chicken soup. So in here I have pumpkin, carrots, onion. That's it. And then you literally put it into the Magimix like so, and vroom. The onion goes in whole, and at the end of the cooking process, you actually take it out. It's not in the soup at all when you serve it. Okie dokes. Now we just need a pot, and in it goes. For a pot this size, I would put 3 Tilma chicken cubes in, and I usually would put giblets, but it's becoming more and more difficult actually to get giblets. That's why we're not putting any in. I have my handy jug of water over here to give the chicken a little bit of a rinse off. And in it goes into the pot. And you fill the pot with water up to the top. Okay, now salt and pepper. We've got our pepper here. Okay, you've got to decide how much pepper and salt to put in. Taste the first time and see. I just make sure that it sort of covers the top. Salt would cover the top of the pot. That would be fine. And then I would put it on and stir it every half an hour for 3 hours. It would cook. If it starts evaporating, add more water and your chicken soup is done. When you're finished, you would take the chicken out. And you can make so many different things with the chicken. You can make chicken pie, you can make chicken salad. There are many, many uses for the chicken, or you can just have plain cold chicken after for Shabbos lunch. So that is the chicken soup.
Pesach or Passover, which is celebrated for a period of 8 days, often leaves many a mother racking her brains on what to feed her family. But never fear, the women of Pesach Cooking 101 are here today to share some quick and delicious recipes to keep those tummies full.
A lot of the stuff that Lee and Nechama and will still be done tonight is very Ashkenazi orientated and is actually quite foreign to us Sephardi Seders. We do have knedlich, but it's minus cinnamon. We do have chicken soup. We definitely do not have tzimmus. We definitely do not have gefilte fish. Our eggs are also very, very different in that our eggs are not white. We boil our eggs for a very, very long time, approximately maybe 5 to 6 hours, in water with brown onion skins and tea bags, and that makes them very, very dark. So they come out looking like a roasted egg. And we don't have our egg with salt water like you do. we actually have our egg with the dish that I'm making tonight, which is not really a main dish of our Pesach Seder. It's actually part of our Seder, and that is kwajada, which is known as a meat bake. So what we do first is we put 4 tablespoons of oil in here, and then we're going to take a kilo of mince, and we're actually going to brown the mince in the oil. Okay, the easiest thing is actually flake the mince into the oil. Okay, so we're just going to mix this and get it brown. We're going to cook it with 1.5 cups of chicken stock for a kilo of meat, and then just let the water kind of go down a little bit, but you don't want all the water evaporating, otherwise you're going to get a very, very dry meat bake. Okay, so we're going to mix together 7 eggs. Pesach is not the time to think about buying free-range eggs, because you will definitely throw loads of them away if you have to. While that's cooking, we have got parsley and spring onion. In the meantime, while we're cutting this, you need to take 4 pieces of matzah, cover the matzah, and you just need to let the water soak into the matzah a bit. To our eggs, we're going to add the spring onion, the parsley, salt and pepper. You need to take the matzah out the water, and you need to squeeze it until all the water is actually out. And then you just crumb it into the egg. The meat is actually cooked by the time it goes into the oven, which is nice. So it doesn't take that long. It takes 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes in the oven, and then it's all done. Okay, now what you're supposed to do now is that you're supposed to leave it to cool down for quite a while before you actually add the eggs. Just, you don't want scrambled eggs in your kojado. There's no kitniyot in here whatsoever, so it can be used by Ashkenazim for Pesach, not a problem. We mix this all together, the egg and the parsley, the spring onion, salt and pepper all together, and now we pray we don't get scrambled eggs. Okay, we mix this together. This recipe actually fits very nicely into one of these roasted dishes, which is great. You do need to just oil it a little bit on the side, and then you literally just pour this in. And there we have it. It looks like it's half the dish, but because of all the egg in it, it actually rises to double its size. You can cut them into little squares, and you put them on the plate with the brown egg at the same time. And that's our egg and salt water, so to speak. Thank you. That's it.
I'm going to present a Pesach main chicken dish. One of the tricky parts about second night is that you can only start preparing after nightfall. And generally, people are ready for the Seder about 15-20 minutes after nightfall. So unless you make everything in advance, you want to find these recipes that are almost instant. So this is one of the really, really good ones. So what I've done is I've pre-fried the onions at home. It's already warmed up. Chicken breasts cook quickly. The thinner the strips, the quicker it'll cook. You can also make them whole. Okay, so now we're going to cook this. We're going to mix it. It's going to mix in together with the onions, so it's going to get all the really yummy flavor of the onions before I add anything else to it. So there's a drop of salt in the onions, but other than that, the chicken is getting all the onion flavor. Should be on the highest. And you'll see it starts getting white right away as soon as it touches the heat. If you need to really stretch it, you can use more onions if you want to. Onions, they add a lot of flavor. And then you can add any strips of vegetable. So whether it's butternut or pumpkin or even julienne, anything works beautifully in this kind of stir fry. At this point, I would add a drop of sugar to sweeten it. The other secret ingredient is wine. Cooking with wine is a huge thing. You put it in the meat, we put it in the chicken, not in the fish. But and the wine does wonders to the food.
So now the chicken got really strongly fried with the onions, and now it's going to calm down a little bit, and the rest can almost just like cook in the wine so that it absorbs the flavor of the wine as well. And basically that's it. Now you can turn down the stove to medium heat, you can cover it, and you can forget about it for about 15-20 minutes, and when you come back it'll be ready to go.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you'd like to catch up with any shows you might have missed, you can find them on our website at www.spiritsister.co.za. And of course, we love hearing from you, so find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions. As always, from me, Nikki, and the team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.